Hey everyone, welcome to Plants and Politics. I have an update to share about one of Trump's Capitol insurrectionists. It's time for an episode of Where Are They Now?
Matthew Bledsoe was arrested.
Patrick Montgomery was in court.
Jonathan Manapa will stay in federal custody.
No, I don't take responsibility at all.
So Edward McAlanis, I believe is how you pronounce it, is a 41-year-old Pennsylvania man who frequently posted about the so-called stolen election throughout November and December of 2020. Well, on January 6th, he was seen in photos and on surveillance video, both inside and outside the Capitol. And prosecutors say that unlike many of the other defendants, McAlanis didn't attend Donald Trump's speech. He actually went straight to the Capitol area around 10 a.m. And then they say that he stood and watched for 4 hours as all of the violence and the chaos ensued before then deciding, oh, I think I'll just go into the building too. Well, 4 months after taking part in the Capitol attack on May 17th, McAlanis announced that he was running to become a judge of the elections in his town because, that's what they need in Pennsylvania. They need someone who can't tell fact from fiction, and that person's going to oversee elections. Anyway, McAlanis was arrested on July 20th, and he was charged with the standard for misdemeanors, entering a restricted building or grounds, 2 counts of disorderly conduct, and the 1 count of parading or demonstrating. On November 22nd, McAlanis pleaded guilty to the parading charge. He was facing up to 6 months in prison, up to 5 years of probation, and or up to $5,000 in fines. So prosecutors were only requesting 60 days of home confinement, 36 months of probation, 60 hours of community service, and a $500 restitution fee. McAlanis, through his defense attorney, was asking for a sentence of only probation. In court, the prosecutor argued that, quote, he sat around, let somebody else do all the ugly business of things, and then took advantage of the fact that, okay, it's safe for me to go in there. But there's an awareness on his part that he wasn't allowed in the building. But McAlanis argued for leniency because he claims that he helped Capitol Police that day. How many times have we heard that? He claims that he handed officers various items that they had dropped or, that had been taken away from them. And he told the judge, quote, I was not part of what was going on there. McAlanis also alleges that he moved some barriers. There were, some brass barriers, he said. He moved them to the side of the room because he feared that someone might use them in a violent manner. And he said that he asked someone else in the building to get down. They were climbing on the wall inside the building. Unfortunately, McAlanis's case was overseen by Trump appointee and, seemingly January 6th sympathizer, really, Judge Dabney Friedrich, who I've talked about before. So I knew this was going to be another, go to bed without supper type of sentence. Friedrich signaled her intent to give this guy a slap on the wrist. She said in court, quote, looking at similar cases, I've sentenced several defendants who I view as very similar in many respects to Mr. McAlanis. While they may not have been outside the Capitol for as long as Mr. McAlanis, several, if not all of them, also saw broken glass, heard alarms, and he, unlike them, did seem to take steps to calm the mob inside the Capitol. So I credit him for that. Really? That's what he claims that he did. Prosecutors, though, said there's no evidence, first of all, of McAlanis committing acts of violence or vandalism, but there's also no evidence to support his allegations that he tried to stop any of the violence or vandalism. So that she's just taking his word for it. So still, Friedrich went on to say, quote, his role relative to many rioters was minimal in my view. Based on a review of many videos relating to this riot, he appears to be one of the least culpable defendants. And then she noted that he lost his job as a financial planner and he now works as a part-time pizza delivery person. Womp womp and thoughts and prayers. Sorry, but if immigrants can lose their children forever for simply trying to get them out of a dangerous situation, I'm not going to shed a tear for someone who tried to overthrow the government, tried to undo an election, who then loses their job. So yeah, no, not going to happen. Anyway, Judge Friedrich, didn't surprise me. She did everything but tuck this guy into bed and read him a nighty-night story. She gave him only 2 years of probation and 60 hours of community service. And then he had already agreed to pay the $500 restitution fee. So no jail time, no home confinement, no fines. Now he's free to go get elected and help Republicans rig the election in Pennsylvania. Fantastic. Anyway, guys, if I hear any more, I'll let you know. Thanks so much for watching and listening. Take care. I'll talk with you soon.